Have you ever been around successful people everyone wants to be around and felt like you didn't belong? But not because you're not successful enough, because they're superficial, status obsessed, and part of you desperately wants to fit in with them, but another part of you can't stand them. If you've ever felt that tension, you're not broken. You're just running two operating systems that are at war with each other. I'm Matt Campbell. I'm a family physician. I had all the external markers of success: nice home, luxury cars, traveled the world. And I still felt empty every single day until I figured out why. Here's what I started noticing. I'd be at social gatherings, professional meetings, business events, around successful and accomplished people who seem to have what everyone is striving toward or chasing. And part of me desperately wanted to fit in, to be one of the cool kids, but another part of me couldn't stand them. They cared more about appearances than authenticity, more about who you knew and what you had done or owned than who you were. And I found myself playing along, pretending to care about the things that they cared about. And this wasn't new. Looking back, I'd felt this my entire life. Two voices constantly fighting. One voice saying, do this, want this, be like them. This is what success looks like. Another voice whispering, this isn't you. This doesn't feel right. Something's missing. I thought getting the Porsche would quiet that second voice. It didn't. I thought the exotic trips would do it. They didn't. I thought making more money, achieving more status, being around more successful people would finally make me feel fulfilled. It never did. Then I discovered something that changed everything. I spent decades reading everything I could get my hands on: popular business books, personal growth material, Buddhism, evolutionary psychology, neuroscience. I was searching for answers. And then it finally clicked. I wasn't broken. I was just running two different operating systems that were hijacking my life. The first, I call it Caveman OSᴵᴾ, is your ancient survival programming. It's tens of thousands of years old and runs on pure fear. It makes you obsess over what you might lose instead of what you could gain. It makes you see other people as competition for limited resources. It keeps you scanning for threats that don't exist anymore, and it makes the future feel unreal. Only now matters. This system kept our ancestors alive when saber-toothed tigers were hunting them and food was genuinely scarce. It served us incredibly well back then. But here's the thing. Our world has changed much faster than our biology has evolved. Food isn't scarce anymore. We don't face dangerous predators. But our brain is still running software designed for that ancient world. Your brain still prioritizes survival in a world that no longer is unsafe in the same way. In the modern world, this creates chronic overthinking, anxiety, and playing it safe when you want to grow. The second system, I call it matrix operating system. It is what society programmed into you from birth. Your parents telling you what success looks like, teachers rewarding you for fitting in, culture showing you what normal is, media defining what you should want, peers reinforcing what gets you belonging status. Get good grades, get the good job, buy the right house, impress the right people, climb the ladder, keep up with the Joneses. This system evolved because belonging to the tribe meant survival. Get kicked out, you died alone in the wilderness. But today, conforming to what everyone else wants doesn't keep you alive. It just keeps you from being yourself. Matrix operating system promises belonging and status if you just follow the script. Caveman operating system screams at you to stay safe, avoid risk, and chase immediate comfort. But here's the thing. Neither of these systems gives a damn about your fulfillment. Caveman operating system just wants you to survive. Matrix operating system just wants you to conform. Your authentic self, the person you really are underneath all this programming, has been buried your entire life. And here's the problem. Your brain's primary job is to keep you alive so you can survive and reproduce. That's it. So when there's a conflict between what these systems want and what your authentic self wants, your brain will always default to Caveman OS and Matrix OS. Every time. They're louder, they're faster, they feel more urgent. Because to your brain, they are more urgent. But living from your authentic self, that's where real contentment, joy, and fulfillment actually come from. The things you genuinely want. Here's the good news. We now have the luxury of safety. We can actually focus on fulfillment instead of just survival. But your brain's software doesn't know that yet. So you have to learn to recognize these systems when they're running, spot them, see them for what they are, and then choose a better way forward. That's the heart of my work, teaching you why these systems are here, how to recognize them, and how to work with and around them so you can live a more fulfilling life. I've always been a bit of a weirdo. I grew up skateboarding in a farming community in the 80s, listening to alternative music when that wasn't cool. I BMX raced. I never quite fit the mold. For years, I thought that was a problem. Turns out that was the gift. Because the gap between who I really was and who I was supposed to be was so big, I couldn't ignore it. The tension was too obvious. Most people feel this tension too, they just haven't named it yet. Then I found my people, rooms full of entrepreneurs who were open, curious, authentic, willing to be different, who didn't compete, they collaborated, who embraced each other's quirks. For the first time in my life, I wasn't too much or too weird, I was just me, and that was enough. Now let me be honest with you about something. You can keep living on autopilot if you want. Most people do, but if you do, you'll always be trapped by these two systems. You'll find it very hard to be content in any sort of lasting way. Moving beyond them will cause discomfort. It will trigger fear, especially at first. Your Caveman operating system will scream that you're in danger. Your Matrix operating system will panic that you won't belong anymore. But here's what I can tell you. You will survive this, and it gets easier with time. The systems never go away. They're always there, and if you fall asleep at the wheel, your brain will default right back to them. But once you see them, once you understand them, you have a choice you have never had before. Now, this isn't for everyone. If you're looking for 5 tips to be more productive or how to win at the game of statusless success, this isn't it. I don't teach you how to play the game better. I teach you how to see the game itself. Most self-help gives you a fish. Do these 7 steps and you'll be happier. I teach you how to fish. Here's why you feel this way. Here's the code running in your brain. Here's how to see it and work with it. I'm Matt Campbell, and I help successful, humble, kind entrepreneurs and professionals understand the neuroscience and evolutionary psychology behind why they sabotage themselves, so they can recognize these systems, work with them, and live from their authentic selves instead. Subscribe to this channel and follow me for more content on these principles. I'll be breaking down how these operating systems work, how to spot them in real time, and how to choose fulfillment over autopilot. I'm also launching a 12-week group coaching program where we dive deep into these systems together. Small groups, intentional, collaborative. The first cohort starts February 19th, and I'm keeping it especially small, just 5 people so we can work closely together. Because these early cohorts are smaller and you'll be helping me refine this work, there are some benefits that won't be available in later groups. More personal attention, more intimate setting. If you're interested in learning more about the program, send me a private message with your email and I'll share you the details. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.